email.
Oh, I'm not questioning the number. I'm astounded at the number.
Yeah, you're cuckoo.
Whatever. I'm in the kitchen today.
That's fine. I like it.
The
Okay,
kitchen or the cuckoo?
both.
Both.
Kitchen, because there's always great food there at the Johnson household in the kitchen, and the cuckoo clock is just fitting for you, Maria.
Perfect.
Yes. Okay. Hello, everybody in the or anybody in the chat room. If you're there, hello.
Nobody.
Believe it or not, we're going to do a Catholic weekend this weekend. Sorry about last weekend, just didn't work out. Availability of many of us just wasn't there, and so we decided to scrap it. And apologies if John Clem is watching. Sorry, we're going to have you on a future episode. So there.
So there.
So there. Now, we should probably start by playing this.
This is SQPN, the StarQuest Production Network, leading the way.
You're listening to Catholic Weekend, episode number 224 for the week ending May 24th, 2014. Good morning and welcome to Catholic Weekend, episode number 224. I'm Captain Jeff in Roswell, Georgia. Joining me this morning from Conyers, Georgia, Maria Johnson.
Hello. Hello, hello. I'm so happy to be back with you guys.
We are happy to have you back. And joining us from the plains of Oklahoma, Steve Nelson.
Howdy, y'all. Good to be back again. Hope everybody's having a wonderful holiday weekend so far.
Holiday? What holiday?
Memorial Day.
Oh, that's right. And deep in the heart of Texas, we have Angela Ciala.
Salam alaikum.
Oh, there we go. What did you say?
What?
I said salam alaikum, which is Arabic for peace be upon you. It's a greeting. And that's I use that because the Holy Father's in Jordan right now.
Well, aren't you fancy?
How long did you practice saying that so smoothly?
Never.
And from the fashionable Buckhead area of Atlanta, Sarah Vabulous, I'd like to say Mecca Lecca Hi, Mecca Honey Hole.
Sure, that.
Say hi, Sarah.
Hi, everybody. Happy Saturday.
Thank you. And our guest today, joining us from the Windy City, Chicago, we have Mr. Well, let's see, who is it? Listen to who? No, this is Catholic Weekend. No. Podman.
Hey. Thanks for having me.
Great to have you with us, Dan. Wow, so you're going to have to catch us up with what is going on with Podman Dan and the Special Chronicles podcast empire.
Well, it's I'm busy. We were at the Special Needs Expo a few weeks ago, but I'm getting ready to compete at our Special Olympics Summer Games, a couple of weeks, and then all USA Games will happen in one at the same time. So it's
the event that you're going to actually compete in, is that like local in Illinois?
Yeah, that's locally here in Illinois, and then the games that are happening in New Jersey is across the entire country in 21 days, 14 hours, 34.
Not that anybody's counting.
Yeah, no. Not that.
So the individual games is just for the state of Illinois that you're competing in, then you're heading in and driving all the way over to New Jersey, and that's the National Special Olympics.
Yeah, that's the national ones.
Okay, what do you do? What do you actually compete? What category do you compete in?
I swim in 50 freestyle and backstroke, and a bunch of my other friends are going to be competing there, and a few of my friends are actually going to be competing at the USA Games. One of my friends, Georgia, I don't know if you got in this picture here.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to be competing in swimming in New Jersey. I guess the audio listeners probably can't see.
Yeah, but
yeah,
looks like
Yeah. I've seen that picture. You've had it up on Facebook, I think. Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah.
or do you have your seatbelt on, Dan, in that picture? I'd like to point out.
Yeah, I just had to lean forward.
All right, let it go then.
You're just goofy. Hey, Dan. So here's a little thing that we both have in common. I used to be a swimmer. I used to swim on a swim team right up through high school, and then I kind of quit. But I used to do the backstroke. Can you do a flip turn?
It's hard.
It is hard.
That's so hard.
Water up the nose for me all the time.
I always have to wait until my head slams into the side of the pool and I do
The turn.
Yeah, but you do pick up a couple of seconds on that if you can get it right. If you don't break your ankles by
yeah.
by hitting the ledge.
Ouch.
Once I turned too early and my feet couldn't reach the wall and I had to back so I could push off and get back into the race.
Good one, Maria.
Well, what can I tell you? It's not an easy sport. Everybody thinks, oh yeah, swimming, but it's not easy to do.
I can't think of anything I'd rather do less than swim.
Really? Oh, I love it.
I mean, competitive swimming, like swimming in lanes. I like swimming, but I just don't like going into
You'd
it.
rather run than swim.
You like to splash with a little rubber ducky. That's what you like to do.
Yeah.
I just don't like the chlorine because it messes up my blonde hair.
Oh.
I think Jeff is a noodler. I think he likes going noodling.
Oh. Yeah, he'll get like 3 noodles to float on.
Are you talking about noodling where the guy sticks his hand
Yeah,
in the hole and
that's
grabs
what I was going to
Yeah,
say.
that's the Oklahoma sport. You dive down underwater and stick your arm in the holes, and hopefully you pull out something that's not going to bite you.
I think the idea is for them to bite you and you pull it out with your fist in its mouth or something gross like that.
I was in Little Rock and I was eating in the hotel, and they had up on the screens behind the bar, stuff. You'd think sports like maybe baseball and stuff like that, and they had a show and they were noodling. So that's Little Rock, Arkansas, right there.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's not me.
Classy.
I enjoy swimming. I just don't want to know what's in the water with me. Like I'm swimming in a lake or something. It's like, I don't want to know what's down there.
Either.
Thus, my love of swimming in a lane where it's nice and neat.
Well, now that we're kind of talking about it, it doesn't sound so bad anymore.
Right?
So
Perspective is everything.
you're not competing in the USA.
No.
games, Dan, you were actually going to be reporting?
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna be uh, uh, podcasting there. When I covered our local winter games this past February, it was freezing cold uh, 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 there. So now that it's summer, it'll be a little bit easier to actually get around and not have to worry about my hands getting cold or.
All right, so that's like a cruel joke. To be in a park and covering a swimming event.
Yeah.
So how's the fundraising going for covering expenses and everything for your
We got some donations, some funds at our parish had donated some donations, so that's been helpful.
And somebody, you did a tour of a local TV station, and
Yeah,
I guess
yeah.
somebody helped with your expenses as well there, right?
Yeah.
Just play along, Dan. Just in case he didn't, just pretend that.
Yeah, yeah. End of March, I went to a couple of my friends to CBS2 in Chicago because Rob Johnson, who is one of the anchors for the 5, 6, and 10 o'clock news, I'm good friends with him through Special Olympics. So he gave us a tour of CBS2, and I brought along the H2 and recorded the entire audio of that tour and took a bunch of pictures, and so it was neat to see what happens
Behind the scenes?
behind the scenes, yeah. Because it's not a lot of people know that much of what happens behind the scenes of, because when you watch the news, it's just for a short amount of time, but they have to run through, and they put on a lot of makeup, so that was neat to be able to go with Rob and see that. And they have another ankle chair in the newsroom, so we got to sit there, and I actually fell off the chair.
Or accidents.
Fantastic. Hey, Dan, were you? Did you major in what? What did you major in? Was it communications or was it print media or?
Journalism. So, kind of all parts. I started it's a volunteer special voices column just in our local paper. So about special needs issues from our inside perspective. So kind of giving readers kind of from all perspective of what it's like to be diagnosed with special needs. So another place for people to hear all stories.
So the broadcast part was a real treat for you because that's not. Although I don't know, I guess it is broadcasting if you're doing the podcast, right? So it's a little bit of both,
Yeah,
print and
yeah,
broadcast.
yeah. Little bit of both. It's neat to have this medium of new media for people to hear our stories because not a lot of people get to hear our stories. So through Special Chronicles, we're able to give all of us a voice.
You're really the only one out there doing that in the Special Olympics world. Is that right?
Yeah. Not that there's not really any other podcast where a Special Olympics athlete is, able to share our stories. So it's been inspiring to talk to a lot of different athletes and families, and just talking yesterday with a volunteer for Special Olympics in Nova Scotia, and so it was neat to hear about what she's doing up there, and then just having just fun. One of my friends, Bree, we were at the Special Needs Expo, and we actually had fun with our new mascot, which is who's called Peanut, which is just this elephant here, and so we had fun talking just in funny voices and just need to be able to have this medium and to really have all voices out there.
That's awesome. That's a real gift to the world.
Yeah.
So what have you guys been up to? Because I have missed you all so much. What's been going on? I mean, we've got Dan swimming all over the Northeast. Jeff lamenting the fact that it's pool season.
I've been just dreaming about a 3-day weekend, I tell you.
Cosign.
Well, Angela, tell us about the ordination that you attended last weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing because I had been to a priestly ordination before, but it wasn't for a friend. So to be able to see a friend really is like going to his wedding, to see him just super excited and joyful. He was ordained with 2 other guys, and he had the best chasuble. You were the best looking guy up there. And he's actually cousins with, he actually comes from a really small town here in Texas called Panna Maria, and it's one of the original settlements of the Polish people in the United States. And so he is cousins of one of the bishops here. He's a retired bishop of Amarillo, Texas, Bishop Yanta. And so Bishop Yanta was there at the ordination to help my friend, Father Scott, get dressed in his chasuble. So it's pretty awesome to see like this first, old generation, like Polish bishop, kind of like investing his, the younger generation with the, sort of like the Catholic heritage that they have. So, and then plus, it was the first ordination I'd ever been to, or first litany of saints I'd ever heard that included Saint John Paul II and Saint John the 23rd.
Oh, how cool is that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, everybody was just sobbing. I mean, it's so emotional anyway, but it was extra special. So Yeah, just awesome. And then I stalked Father Scott out of the church so that I could be first in line for his blessing.
You know what? I went to the ordination of a friend of mine a few years ago, and I never had been to an ordination before. And for me, the most beautiful part was when the brother priest came up and kissed his hands.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I was weeping with, oh my goodness, with such emotion. What a beautiful, beautiful piece.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And I was sitting next to people who had never been to a priestly ordination before, so they kept looking at me like, "Isn't that awesome?" or "Wasn't that beautiful?" or, it was great.
And were you like, leave me alone so I can soak it all in?
A little bit, but it was also exciting. Like when you go to an ordination, I went alone actually because Dan had just had a long week and he wanted to rest. So I went by myself, and but you never feel alone at an ordination. I think everybody feels like you're all on the same team, you're all in this together, you're all excited together, and you're all family. So yeah, it was just super duper.
You're making me real excited. I get to go next weekend to the ordination of one of my former Newman Center students, and I can't wait now. Yeah, he asked me to read, so I get
That's
to read during the
gonna be
ordination
awesome.
mass. And
Wow.
so I hope I get like a front row seat. I don't want to have to walk all the way from the back of the cathedral. Hold on, I'm coming.
Thunk, thunk, thunk.
Anticipation builds.
Yeah, it's gonna be great because so many of his friends are people that were students when he was at Tulsa. So it's not only gonna be a wonderful ordination, but it's gonna be like a big homecoming too. So
Mhm.
I probably won't be on the show next week because I'll be too excited.
If you get to sit in the back row, you can always skip up to the front.
Oh, that's true.
I'll do my liturgical dance up the center aisle. And then the bishop will probably meet me at the altar and go, no.
No. You're drunk.
Oh boy. Well, Maria, what have you been up to?
Well, I was in Miami visiting my dad, and got to see some family, and that was a good visit for us. And so now John is off down there. We're trying to get those of you who don't know, my dad is ill, and so we're kind of taking turns so that there's always a kind of a steady presence instead of an overwhelming bunch of us just showing up suddenly. And so I'm all alone this weekend, planning to do all kinds of things for me.
Does it involve pie?
It could involve pie.
If there's pie, I'm in the
Steve's gonna
car
get
to come
his
in.
Does it involve alcohol?
Not so much, except for that case of PBR that was. I was cleaning out my son's room and found a case under his bed. So
Okay.
I'm like, it's mine.
You need to check the date on that.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Steve knows about things I find under that bed.
Yeah.
So
Hey, this is a family show.
it is nothing naughty, just
I'm just kidding.
just
So
weird.
far, it's pizza and beer.
Pizza and beer. Pizza and beer. Yeah, so classes started this week, and so I'm back in the grind.
Oh, and you love it, don't you?
I really do love to teach. I really do love my
I like
job.
the teaching
That part of it, anyway.
all the other stuff.
Eh,
All
meh.
right, Sarah, how about yourself?
Me?
Yeah, not teaching.
Oh.
What have you done?
Let's see. So it's the end of our fiscal year at work, so everything is crazy. I can't wait for the month of May to be finished so that I don't have to work 12 hours a day anymore. But just I'm starting to homebrew a bit more. I'm working on a secret project, so that's why you'll see more homebrew tweets coming through. Today I'm going to make a mint chocolate milk porter.
Mm.
I'm
But-
pretty excited about it. Last weekend I made a lemon mint pale ale.
A shandy.
Ooh, can I
No.
have one of those?
No, it's not a shandy. because it didn't have any like lemonade in it. It was just lemon rind. Yes, Maria, you can have one of those. And so yeah, just looking forward to continuing to brew a lot this summer. Going to Cincinnati next weekend to celebrate Father Kyle Schnippel's 10th anniversary of his priesthood.
Nice.
And planned a trip to Boston. Yay! So just kind of gearing up for some fun summer activities.
Woohoo!
Hopefully get to see Miss Pat Gone while I'm up in Boston. But going to the Cape. One of my friends, her parents lives up there, and so she's she works at one of the Catholic schools here, so she gets the summer off. So she's going to spend 6 weeks with her family, and so I'm going up there to visit her one weekend out on the Cape. So rough life.
Life is so rough for you.
Speaking of teaching, did I mention to you the good news here at the Nielsen household where Alyssa was hired by the what is it called? OLA?
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Yeah, she's going to be a 4th grade teacher starting in the fall.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a great school. So, those of you who are listening that don't live in Atlanta, OLA is a elementary school here in Atlanta, and it's truly a wonderful community. They've got a really thriving parish and school, and it's in a great part of town. So that's going to be awesome.
What is OLA?
Our
Lady of the Assumption, I think. Because yeah.
They were one of our.
It's one of those.
I think it's Assumption. They were our what do you call it? Our rival. They were our rivals when I went to Christ the King Elementary School.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you went to Christ the King.
Yeah. Elementary school.
That's a joke.
No.
Because did you guys know that I went to Christ the King?
I went to Christ the King's 8th grade graduation on Thursday night.
Oh boy, that was fun stuff.
It was great. Those kids, they just have grown up so much over the last couple of years, and it's crazy to look at them when they're all dressed up at 14 years old. Like they look like adults. I'm like, how are you guys only 14? Some of these girls are wearing heels like this big, like 4 inches. I'm like, how are you not falling over?
Man, if I pulled out my 8th grade graduation picture from Christ the King, we were all, it was the 70s, so it was all those prairie dresses. That was awful.
Oh, man. Did you see the video of Brandon Vought's son's preschool graduation?
No.
Oh, you should look on Facebook. It's like the cutest thing. He's like blowing kisses to his mom as he's walking down the aisle. It's really cool.
Oh, that kid is precious. That kid is not afraid of the camera.
I thought you were talking about the video that he posted last night. Since yesterday was Brandon's birthday, one of his bosses, Father Steve Granell, decided to commission his wife to make this special birthday cake. Did you guys see that video?
No.
So he cuts open the cake. He's like, okay, guys, I don't know what kind of cake this is. And all the kids know, right? And Kathleen is like, his wife is filming it. And he's cutting open the cake. And he's like, what do you think this cake is, guys? And Isaiah yells, broccoli! And sure enough, he pulls out a piece and it's got broccoli in it, and he's like, oh!
Gross.
Like, who's gonna eat this?
Broccoli cake.
I mean, carrot cake I'm down for, but broccoli cake? Broccoli quiche? Yes.
Broccoli cake?
Not so much. Oh, but I like carrot cake. Why not broccoli cake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe if it has cheese in it.
How
Maybe
about
a broccoli
cauliflower
cheesecake.
cake?
All right, Maria, you've been commissioned. Make a broccoli cake.
I'm going to make broccoli pie for Steve.
No. Berries. Must be berries.
My blackberries died.
Oh, really?
So I only have raspberries. Yeah, this gigantic, ugly, nasty weed grew in the middle of the roots. And I went and I tugged on the thing and released the blackberry roots and I killed it.
Do you have snozberries?
No.
Let's don't put Maria's nose. Come on.
What are snozberries?
That's a throwback reference.
Berries in the morning sometimes. You know?
Oh, look at you.
Oh, that's
Stop
gross.
that. You're nasty. You're nasty.
Thank you. So what is your least favorite vegetable? Angela.
I don't know. Give me a second to think.
Brussels sprouts.
I like vegetables.
Okay. Anyone? None? You don't like? I mean, you like them all.
Mushrooms.
I mean, all
Brussels
the ones that
sprouts.
I've had. You don't like
Brussels
mushrooms?
It's a texture thing. I love the flavor that they bring to dishes, but it's like eating
Like
flesh.
not even on pizza?
No, if they're cut small enough, sure, but like big mushrooms, I don't know what it is. There's something about
Say
it.
it's like eating flesh.
Like human flesh. Yeah.
I wouldn't know what that's like.
I don't know. It just reminds me of what that must possibly be like.
Okay, so Sarah, it's mushrooms. Steve is Brussels sprouts. Angela's still thinking about it. Dan, how about yourself?
I like all vegetables. I mean, but I guess
If you had to pick one that you'd rather not have.
We're on the edge of our seat here.
We're all-
um,
That's a tough question if you like vegetables.
yeah, it's
See,
I mean, how do you-
see,
I have another
Dan,
one.
what you need to do,
Steve is
is
cilantro.
thank your mother for making you a veggie lover. That's what it is.
yeah, yeah. I mean, if I had to choose, baby green beans, but even those I like. So
You like lima beans?
yeah.
How about my
These are
favorite
legumes.
vegetable are beets. I don't like beets.
Oh, I like beets.
I like beets, but I don't get them too often.
Yeah.
For me, I agree. It's a texture thing. Like I like fresh cut spinach, but once you cook it into that mushy,
Yeah, that is kind of
I
gross.
Oh,
can't-
that's what I was gonna say. I don't
Collard
like creams.
greens.
I
Love collard.
Yeah, see that I can.
I
yeah.
like collard greens. I don't like cream spinach. I like spinach salad.
Right.
And I like chicken Florentine where the spinach is cooked on top of it and stuff like
Well,
that.
that's
But I
different
don't
because it's
like-
it's not the dominant texture.
But cream spinach it makes me gag.
Yeah.
hmm The smell is kind of gross.
Or overcooked carrots.
Yeah, when they just lost all their flavor and
Yeah.
it's just mushy. Any kind of overcooked mushy vegetables, it's a texture thing.
Steve, you've never had my Brussels sprouts, though. I make really excellent Brussels sprouts.
Can you get rid of the smell?
No.
It's
And it
the
lingers.
thing. It
Yes.
smells
No.
rotten to me.
I think that I think that you would like my Brussels sprouts. I'm just saying.
Well, I'd be willing to try them, but it's at the top of my list. It's gonna be hard to knock them off the top of the list for something else.
I eat them weekly. I love Brussels sprouts.
Wow, that's intense.
I hope that you put
Weekly.
cilantro in them.
No cilantro in them. I don't mind cilantro, but I know that lots of folks are anti-cilantro. So
I'm pro cilantro. How about you? Well, you got to be pro cilantro.
I'm so pro
I'm
cilantro.
pro cilantro.
I'm Hispanic. How can I be anti-cilantro?
Poser.
It's in everything.
I think it's the most controversial herb is cilantro.
Dan, you
Well,
like
I'm one of those people where it tastes like soap to me.
Soap.
Yeah, I think it's one of those genetic things, where it just tastes awful to me.
Let's have Steve over and we'll have cilantro and
Brussels
And Brussels sprouts.
I'll be there.
With broccoli pie for dessert.
I would come if you all would eat all that. I would come to watch.
With you. And it's not even an SQPN fundraiser.
No shakes involved.
So I'm growing eggplant and zucchini, and I'm growing the same peppers from last year, and I'm trying my hand at tomatoes.
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 say tomato. I see.
Heirloom or regular?
Regular.
Boring.
I'm a newbie at this, so I was going to go with something that was going to be fail-safe.
Hey, Father Kyle in the chat room says cook Brussels sprouts with bacon.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh, yeah,
excellent.
well, bacon makes everything better.
Yeah.
Or if you put it on a Ritz, isn't that anything on the Ritz is good or something like
Putting
that?
on the Ritz.
Only if there's spray cheese involved.
Wasn't that their motto with the Ritz crackers? Like anything's better with the Ritz or something like that?
Yeah, probably.
Is it?
Hating myself.
Yes, you are.
It was one of those commercials where you had the Ritz cracker and then a little dainty little piece of cheese and then a tiny little slice of an olive, right?
Mhm.
And then maybe some little green garnish lying on top of that, right? Does anybody eat hors d'oeuvres like that?
Canapes.
I put out a box of Ritz and a can of spray cheese.
Oh yeah, I don't like olives. Like
refined.
I guess olives are my number one. It's a vegetable, right? Like olives. No.
That's a fruit, actually.
Is it a fruit? Well, whatever. I don't like
Whatever.
that fruit. So, funny story about olives. So, in college, we had Junior Moms Weekend. So all the moms come in and spend time with all of the students. And so my mom came in and they had a wine and cheese reception. And so I'm just standing there talking. I've got a glass of wine, and like they're passing around hors d'oeuvres of grapes and cheese on toothpicks and olives and cheese on toothpicks. And so I just like stick my hand out. Olive. Ugh, it's so gross. I'm like trying to.
Well, okay.
Ugh.
What kind of olives were they, though? Were they green olives?
I don't. It was an olive. It doesn't matter. I am anti-olive.
They're different.
You
I
need
don't
to go to
know.
the Holy Land and just go to olive after olive after olive.
I
taste.
went to
They're
Greece.
delicious in the Holy
I tried
Land.
it in Greece. It just wasn't happening. It's not happening. Well, olive tamponade, forget it. It's too salty, so I don't like it.
Well, I didn't used to like olives, but I had this opportunity to pray in the Garden of Gethsemane, and we all we were given to eat was, it was like lunchtime, and we just had pita bread, cheese, olives, and like an apple, and we just had like silent prayer, and that was like life-changingly amazing. So after that, every time I eat olives, I think of that. So that's why I like olives.
That's at the top of my bucket list, is to go to the Holy Land.
Oh, I thought it was to go eat olives
Yes, in the Holy Land.
in the Holy Land.
Yeah, well, okay. If that's what it takes, I'll do it.
That's what
I'll eat olives every day if I can go to the Holy Land.
Oh, that's a trip I'd like to make too.
Well, I think Jeff Young is going in February on another one of his trips.
Yep. With Father Carl Sanders.
Yes, who is in the chat room today.
He's in the
Hi,
chat
Father
room
Kyle.
going, hi,
Oh, I'd love to do
Kyle.
Did
What
someone
did
say Father Kyle?
I was waiting for that. It's like, how long is it going to
I've
take?
actually played it a couple times and nobody has noticed.
Because our own laughter.
And here's the prepubescent Father Kyle.
Oh, that's so mean.
That's actually
So
Betty.
mean to Father Kyle or mean to Steve? I don't know.
Both.
Well, you know what time it is?
Oh gosh, help us all.
Yes. Time for a little break. And this is in honor of Memorial Day, Battle Hymn of the Republic, and in honor of Maria Johnson, who loves the U.S. Air Force Airmen of Note. And I do too. Can you guys hear that? It's really loud in my earbuds. Okay, well, she sings in the background. Let me tell you a little bit about SQPN.com. It's a website. Really. www.sqpn.com. You should go there. And then you should look at how to help us in our efforts in the new evangelization by clicking on the Donate All of My Money tab. Or some of it. You don't have to give us all of it. Anyway, now seriously, if you want to help out with donations at sqpn.com, you can either go directly to sqpn.com/donate, or you can find the little button there to join Friends of SQPN. As many people in the chat room right now are friends of SQPN, we do appreciate that. Without you, we couldn't do it. And if you want to do it less painfully, you can buy stuff from Amazon, and a portion of your purchase will actually go to SQPN. And that's actually a significant amount when it's all added up together to help us at SQPN. So we do appreciate that as well. You can do that by going over to sqpn.com, clicking on that banner first, and then do your shopping at amazon.com. So if you're in the market for a car or a house, then
Jet skis.
Yeah. Aircraft carrier.
Wow, they have them on there?
Now Jeff's interested.
And the other thing is, if you're looking to start your own podcast or your own blog, like Everything Esteban, or FatherRoderick.com, or who else here is using
Catholic Drinky.
Oh, I know Podman Dan is using Bluehost as well, and Catholic Drinky. So we have many SQPNers using Bluehost. You should too. So click on that banner on sqpn.com and sign up for Bluehost, and that'll also help us. So that is the end of our commercial. Now we'll listen to Maria play the saxophone.
So sweet.
Awesome. Nice job, Maria.
Oh, you're welcome. You know what?
It's a
That
gift.
feels.
Can we have a live concert sometime?
We should.
Yeah.
You just need to get one and fake it, like a blow-up one. Do you guys remember the blow-up ones? I don't know. When I was a kid,
I have
all
all these
these.
plastic ones.
They can borrow mine.
He's got a real one.
Perfect.
All right, kids.
We're goofy that way.
Let's see. Are we? How's our timing going here? Yeah.
I think it's time
We
to pick.
really ought to put together the Catholic Weekend Band, garage band.
Next time we have a CMC, let's do that. We'll all bring our.
I got cowbell.
You got cowbell? More cowbell.
I'll play the beer bottle.
Gotta make sure that Dr. Paul is there with his viola.
Hey, how about this? CNMC Band Camp Edition.
There are so many things wrong with that idea.
No flutes allowed.
Okay. Sorry.
And we crossed over the line.
Took us 42 minutes to do it, but gosh darn it. All right, the picks of the week. Who would like to start?
I'm going to start. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Maria.
Well, okay, so this is actually a nod to Patrick Padley, who many years ago was tweeting one of those contests on Twitter for if you retweet this, you get entered into a contest for a MacBook. And I didn't know what a hashtag was at the time. And
Oh, have the mighty have fallen.
and he tweeted a very nice comment that had the hashtag for this contest, and all you had to do was just whatever you were tweeting, put that hashtag on it.
Otis.
So Otis is obnoxious. So I retweeted his comment, not because of the hashtag, but because I loved what he said, and I won a MacBook Pro.
Wow.
That's awesome.
In fact, the one that I'm using now is the one that I won at that, in that contest.
That's hilarious.
And I didn't even know it was real. Like I got like all these hate tweets from people.
Really?
Yeah.
That's my MacBook that you won.
So many. Well, what happened is that they realized that I retweeted without knowing what the hashtag was, and so I even tweeted. I don't know what all this hate tweets are for, but nobody wins anything on Twitter, and that was like the end of it. And I got this direct message from the vice president of marketing of this company to say, "Hello, yes, you did win." And although we all recognize it was an accident, we are bound by.
And I hate you too.
because the company was an extreme sports company where it was like, wow.
This story just gets even better.
Maria, extreme sportist.
It was a lot of skateboarding and BMX bikes and things like that. So I won this MacBook Pro. So now my serious pick of the week is for a company named Verbum that does a lot of Bible stuff and good Catholic material. And they're having a contest from Logos Bible Software that is giving away a MacBook Air plus something like $3,500 worth of their digital content. And so go follow on Twitter. Let me get the name right. I think it's Logos. Oh gosh, it's Verbum. Catholic Logos, at Catholic Logos. And I went in, and I think you get an opportunity to enter 12 times into the contest. But the first tweet that I did was to Patrick Padley. And I was watching the Twitter feed later, and I realized, oh, Patrick just entered the contest. And then he had a little shout out to me saying, you better not win this one. And I turned around, and Lisa Hendy had retweeted me. So now let's see if Lisa wins.
Catholic Logos, is that where you get if you
Catholic
want
Logos.
Catholic logo?
Logo.
I know.
Yes.
Logos with an S.
I understand.
So that's my pick of the week.
Excellent. All right. Podman Dan, how about yours?
Well, a lot of the Fox networks are going to be providing coverage of the USA games. And on Fox Sports 1, they're going to have a recap, so people can tune in to their local Fox network about the USA games. But I guess for more of an insider perspective on Special Chronicles, I'm going to be showing our journey from of what it's like to experience the USA games, and hopefully we'll try to get in to some of the places like the Olympic Town and stuff that the media access. They said that it's limited for the media, even with a media pass. But still have to try to figure out kind of how to kind of get a little bit more access than traditional media can. So.
You should probably talk to Sarah, because somehow she manages to wiggle her way into things like at the Vatican and stuff, so
yeah,
you might have some good tips.
Yeah.
It may not be legal. But
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. I have the audio, the H2 and my camera, but I'm still trying to figure out kind of how to kind of get around some of that, even with the media pass. So.
Well, we'll our thoughts and prayers will be with you, and hopefully you'll be able to get into where you want to go.
Thanks.
So great. Okay, who is next up for their pick of the week?
I'll go first. I'll go next.
Okay, go ahead, Steve.
My pick of the week is really just a shout out to all of the people who put forth a lot of effort this weekend to decorate the graves of fallen military. Because I know, I mean, I go to the cemetery and I just see all the work that people have done, put flags out and things, and I don't know if they ever get much recognition. And I know it's people like Boy Scouts and VFW and things like that. They go out and make that special effort, and so I just appreciate that. So that's my shout out, just to all the people that make sure that all the veterans get, all those who died in the service of the country or were veterans, get remembered.
Excellent. Great pick. Angela.
All right, so I've got two, but they're together. So Steve was talking about the Holy Land, and right now the Holy Father is finishing up Mass in Amman, Jordan, and it's all taking me back because I remember being in Amman and being in Jordan and all that good stuff. So yeah, the Holy Father's Holy Land pilgrimage. Follow it, and you can do so. I know EWTN's having some coverage. Catholic TV's having some coverage. You can go to the official website, which is lpj.org. Is a short way to get there. lpj.org, which stands for Latin Patriarch of Jerusalem, and that's the Archbishop of the Holy Land for the Latin Roman Catholic Church. But there's also this other great website that I actually, when I was in Amman, I went to this parish church there called Saint Jean-Baptiste de la Salle, and the pastor there is Father Rifat, and he's actually in charge of Catholic media in Jordan, and he is the official spokesperson for the Holy Father's trip today to Jordan. So he has this great website called abuna.org, and abuna is the Arabic word for father. So like when you go to the Holy Land, you don't call them really, I mean, you can call them father, and they'll understand because they know English, but everybody calls them abuna, priests. So go to abuna.org, and that's ABOUNA. And this is a great news website from the Catholic perspective in the Holy Land. And it's in Arabic and in English. So you can hit the English translate button. And it's just pretty awesome. I don't think we really get like that kind of perspective very often. So check it out, abuna.org. And I'll be in the show notes.
Oh, we'll do that. Thank you, Angela. Sarah.
So, sort of on the heels of what Angela was talking about with the Holy Father in the Holy Land this morning, I don't know if you guys saw the pictures of it, but they let go balloons in the shape of a rosary. And I'm pretty sure that's the coolest thing ever, and that we need to do that here in the U.S., and that's my pick of the week because I think that's genius.
Your pick of the week, just to be clear, is balloon in the shape of a rosary.
In the Holy Land for the Pope, duh.
Oh.
I'm trying to imagine what would happen if you did that here in Tulsa.
It's pretty awesome. I was chatting on Twitter this morning with Sister Margaret Carey from the Daughters of St. Paul, and she thinks that we should do this as well and put rosaries and how to pray rosaries inside the balloon so that when they pop, it plummets to the earth and people then go like, oh my gosh, God sent me a rosary. See? Now you're into it.
As it's now. Okay.
Make fun all you want, but I'm standing by my pick of the week.
No, I'm not hating at all. That's great. Hey, our friend Kelly from Carmel Communications wanted me to mention it's in theaters right now, a movie called Mom's Night Out. What could go wrong? Let's see if I can play a little bit of this trailer. I'm not sure what will happen here. Apparently not very much.
Mom, Beck's playing in the toilet again. Surprise! We made you late. Let's check it.
Oh no, no. He's gonna put that in his mouth and become one of the 400 estimated people that die from acute salmonella.
Do not put that finger in your... Oh, you having a rough morning? Tell me it's all gonna be okay. It's all...
Okay, well, there's a little bit of Did you hear that, by the way?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, good. That is in theaters now, called Mom's Night Out. And again, Carmel Communications was helping to promote it. And I am going to try to go see it very soon. I haven't seen it myself yet. So.
Okay, so it's in limited theaters for a limited time, so you need to get on that.
Well, then maybe I'll go tonight, darn it.
And while we're on that subject, it's important to go see these kinds of films because, we need to let Hollywood know that we want to see them. You know.
Yeah, apparently, Kelly says that there's the people that are watching it have been giving it good reviews, but the critics just all hate it.
Well, of course they do, because the
Yeah.
critics are just critical.
Yeah, they're well said, Maria.
You know, do you know who Patricia Heaton is?
Of course.
Yeah.
I follow her on Twitter, and I tell you, she's awesome. She's not your typical Hollywood type when she tweets. She seems very family oriented. So, and she's in the movie, right? And she one of the
Yeah.
So yeah, here let me go back to the page here and.
Do you remember last year when the diva herself, Lisa Hendy, was tweeting pictures of herself on a motorcycle?
Time Lord Diva.
Time Lord Diva.
I don't know if I
Do you
remember,
remember that? She's really like a closet biker chick.
Her body is just covered with tats.
She was out.
That's where I met her. No, never mind. Go ahead.
That's what else could I say now? She's got tats, and she's really a secret biker chick. And
One question: Harley Davidson or Indian motorcycles?
Well, can you even get an Indian motorcycle? I don't think,
yes, you can. They are one of my customers. Thank you.
They're starting to.
They're remaking them. Yeah.
Are they? I think it was Harley, but.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah, Sarah Drew, Sean Astin, Patricia Heaton, and Trace Adkins. Mom's Night Out. In theaters now. Go see it. Support good, family-friendly films with good values and all that stuff. Okay. Well, thanks, everybody, for joining us for Catholic Weekend this week. Let's go, and on my display, Angela, you're on the far left, so why don't you tell us about, or tell the people that are listening how they can read what you have to say about stuff on your blog and stuff. How do we figure all that out?
About stuff on my blog and stuff.
It couldn't be more eloquent.
So sophisticated sounding. You can go to inspiredangela.wordpress.com, and I'm also at inspiredangela on Twitter.
Okay.
So I'm hoping this week to kind of piggyback on the Holy Land pilgrimage of Pope Francis and talk a little bit about if you're considering going to the Holy Land, what are some important questions to ask the organizers of the pilgrimage, especially as Catholics. So hopefully look forward to that this week.
Excellent. All right. Let's see, Dan, you're next on my screen from the left. So tell us about how folks can learn more about you and your what nonprofit.
Yeah. Well, SpecialChronicles.com is the best place. So on Facebook, Twitter. Not that active on Google Plus because it's too much to.
Who is? Actually?
Yeah.
Nobody is, Dan. Don't worry about it.
But one of our new sponsors at Special Chronicles is the Pace Bus Company, which is a local bus service in the suburbs here of Chicago. And so it's been a blessing that they've come on as a sponsor after reading a story in the Daily Herald about us. But I'll be interviewing one of their directors next week because they'll part of the whole agreement is set of is I believe it's like full interviews of how they view us with special needs, but a lot of what I want to try to focus on is both invisible and also visible disabilities, because it seems like a lot of times in the special needs community people focus on visible of if it's a speech disorder or Down syndrome, but there's different types. So like invisible, like if it's autism or LD or those types. So so that's some of kind of what we're coming up, and there's a special needs little league team that hopefully we'll try to go out to that this next month. So, but that's a little bit. So, specialchronicles.com if anybody wants to listen to any of our shows, or follow that.
Okay, it's always fun to, and it's cuckoo.
Yeah.
It's always fun to listen to the show. Very well done show, Dan, and it's always you always have interesting guests and such on your program. So check out specialchronicles.com, and thanks for joining us this week for Catholic Weekend. And
thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Maria Johnson's next with the Cuckoo Clock. Another cup of coffee, BegoJohnson.com. What's going on?
Well, I've been traveling so much to visit family and to do some audits for the SACS organization that I've just not really been blogging except for Steve's challenge with the photography. So follow me on Twitter. I put some quirky things up there. In fact, Steve, I just tagged you on a quirky video that I put up on Twitter. So follow me at Bego, B-E-G-O, on Twitter, and I'll let you know through Twitter when I post something new on my blog.
Okay, great. Sarah, you're next. CatholicDrinky.com. How's the new website working out?
Oh, I'm still loving the layout. I'm, still working out a couple of kinks as far as like, do I like it like this or do I like it like that? Just trying to find what I like the best. But check it out. Give me feedback if you guys like the new website, or if you don't, just don't tell me. And you can find me on Twitter at CatholicDrinky. Also on Facebook. If you haven't liked me on Facebook, trying to amp up the community there as well. So please give me a like, facebook.com/CatholicDrinky. And Steve, I have about 4 blog posts in draft mode, so they're coming this week. Get excited. I know that you're like, you need to actually blog, so I'm working on it.
The next step is to put dates on it.
There will, dear Father Kyle Sanders, you figured me out. I do not put dates on my blog posts anymore because I want it to be a website and not necessarily a blog.
It'll be timeless.
Totally timeless. Evergreen posts. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Catholic Drinky, Sarah. All right, and let's see. Finally, we have Steve Nelson, everythingesteban.com, and tell us about the photo challenge.
Well, yes, that's a new feature on my blog, and it is a blog. everythingesteban.com. Yeah, it's called the Catholic Photo Challenge. It's something that I started last week after discussing it with a few people. So here's the deal. Every 2 weeks, we'll have a new photo challenge, and it'll be something sort of catechetical, have something to do with the Catholic faith. With some sort of inspiration to record in picture form. So I think we've had like 6 people on this first one, which isn't bad for the first one. So go check it out. Everythingesteban.com.
And there's still a bunch of days left.
Yeah. This first one's got another week to go. It's going to end on the 31st.
I've got something, Steve. So
me too.
It's this week. It's coming this week. Yay!
Cool. If anybody has suggestions on what the challenges should be or how to do it better, I've never done this before, so there's probably maybe a better way or more ways to get people involved. Let me know. Send me an email. You can find it on the website.
Excellent. Thank you, Steve. And I have a show called Airline Pilot Guy, and if you're interested in aviation related stuff, head over to airlinepilotguy.com. Every week I put out a new episode. And that is it. Oh, I'm Airline Pilot Guy on the Twitters and Facebook and all that kind of stuff too. All right. Well, anybody else want to say anything before we shut this one down? No. Okay. Very well. Hope everybody has a great Memorial Day weekend. Be careful out there if you're doing some barbecuing, grilling, whatever. Don't burn your hands or your hair. And hope that you have a great week, and we'll see you back here again next week on Catholic Weekend. Take care, and God bless. Boom.
It's a wrap.
What a way to end the show. Don't burn your hands or
Yeah. You can burn anything else, just not your hands or your hair.
It's right here.
Those eyebrows are so not necessary.
Oh my gosh! Did you see the BuzzFeed blog post about
the babies?
babies with the painting the eyebrows on the babies?
Yes, it's so hilarious.
There was one about painting eyebrows on your dogs. I might do it to Otis.
Otis would love it. He'd be like, check me out.
I always like how he picks this show this time. It's time to climb into your lap.
I know he can't stand the idea that I could be talking to someone that's not him.
Yeah, you're giving attention to somebody other than him.
He heard his name, and so now there he is.
Otis!
Yeah. Well, hey,
He wants to go out. Hey, Otis!
We got to shut this thing down. We have a little thing we are going to do using this Hangout. So I'm going to say goodbye to everybody in the chat room. Thanks for hanging out with us again this week. I hope everybody enjoys their Memorial Day. And watch those hands and hair. Both start with an H. That's maybe why I came up with that. I don't know.
Hands and hair.
Hands and hair.
Alliteration.
Hey, Steve, did you see the picture? Did you see the weird thing?
No, I haven't got over there yet.
Get out.
I heard somebody sending messages, text messages to somebody else. I heard that. Whoop.
Oh, yeah. Guilty.
Here's Otis.
All right. Well, let's see. Maria, you stay
Yes.
here, and
Yes.
then everybody else, you'll have to hang up. And wait, let me stop the broadcast first. Okay. Well, see ya, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. Bye.
That's pretty cool, Maria.